You're out of bounds. Grab
You
a
won't-
seat
you
and
won't
let
make the
real
contact
players
like
like
those
Buffalo
motherfuckers
K.
You'll get a new camera made from vodka bottle.
It's nice. Easy Rhino. Big Cap. And J-Dub explain that you're not ready to get in the game unless you're ready to go out of bounds.
Because you're not allowed to.
Hey, what is up, everybody? I hope we're.
I hope I was muted.
I don't think you were muted. I think you were probably.
Yeah, I don't
live.
think so either.
Jesus. Whoops.
Yeah.
Okay, new intro. Delete VOD! Delete VOD right now.
You want in the game? You're out of bounds. Grab a seat and let real players like Buffalo K. Digital champion.
This is why we should let it simmer before we start.
Easy Rhino.
Playing the intro now. Keep that first part.
Cap. And J-Dub
Ain't nobody
explain
watching.
that you're not ready to get in the game unless you're ready to go out.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to August 21st, 2019. Out of bounds. Sitting here with my boys. What is up, everybody? We got Big Cap, we got Buffalo K, we got Jimmy, and we got DC.
What's up?
What's good? I'm glad to be back. I am once again the only.
Again. That's what I was about to say.
I am once again the only thing closest to a minority on this show.
All right, well, I'm trying. There it is. Fucking. All right, so we are live. This is a recorded show we put up on YouTube, so you can go ahead and figure in some mishaps. So. BK, what's up, dude?
Not much, man.
All right, we'll go ahead
Another
and
day hanging out.
another day in the life, right? How's
Yeah.
how has this what are we in, week 3 now?
Yes.
How's the market looking? And
It's
tell me
good
about
this
your
week.
latest project.
So first off, market's been really good. We no shit made 1.3 million coins yesterday in about 3 hours.
Damn.
We didn't buy them all. Like, it wasn't flipping cards all like in 3 hours. It was stuff that we bought on Saturday when the market dipped, and we just waited a couple days and then sold it all for, like, we were buying 84s for under 30K on Saturday.
What's your login info? I want to play your weekend league for you. I swear.
Purple Lump.
Yeah, bought them for under 30K, sold them for like 44 yesterday. It was stupid easy.
Awesome. I've seen a little bit of excitement about you and playbook.gg. Can you give us a little bit of insight and plug your shit right there?
Yeah,
We're
thanks,
doing
man.
plugs. All right.
Yeah,
we can plug.
Kev's got his too.
Code Cap
Yeah, so
always.
for the first time, there's coin making info on playbook.gg. So I'm super excited to be on there. This is just like the first video, like a market 101. So if you've never sniped cards before, you've never worked the auction house, this is just like a basic rundown of like the little tips and tools that you'll need to kind of get out there and start making some coins. It's really simple. Like I said, it's a nice, easy breakdown, and anybody can jump in there. And especially if you've never done it before, this is a nice little like intro walkthrough. Definitely go check that out.
Yeah, very nice. And I think the content that you guys produce over there is worth the plug, and I think everybody's somewhat close to that group. So keep up the good work over there, guys. I appreciate not having a free membership. So we'll get in right in. That was a joke. I really don't need a free membership. I
I just have so many fucking jokes going through my head about plugs. It's not-
Yeah.
it's not
Yo,
even funny
yo,
right now. I was like,
T-Ski in the chat's
I got
already.
one, but I'm sitting on it. Like,
Chat,
Yo,
some guys in chat
T-Ski's
got
already
all
asking
excited,
about butt plugs.
right?
So
Yeah.
Oh
I
god.
heard his ears perked right up.
Yeah, I think this should be a fun night. We do have some pretty good topics, so we're gonna go ahead and get right.
Of course, the prep school kid would say something about butt plugs.
Right.
that's why I bounce so much whenever I'm in my chair. I can't ever sit straight down.
Don't they
I'm always
usually,
on one hip, left hip or right hip.
didn't they come in the welcoming bags that they handed out at the beginning of the school? It was like,
I'm sure.
It
I'm
was-
sure.
yes,
The
it was.
I'm sure the lacrosse team had some hazing incidents with butt plugs. Huh?
And yeah, because my fat ass looks like I played lacrosse.
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking about
okay.
ski. Or were you? Did you go to prep
It's
school?
like the one thing.
Wait,
the one
wait,
thing you
DC,
don't
you went to
think
prep
of when you
school?
look at me is like, I bet that boy played lacrosse.
fair enough. I don't. Never mind. All right, topic one. Let's get this party started. The EA update was released, what, 2 days ago? 3 days ago? Somebody correct me. I'm not really sure. Even what today? Today's Wednesday, right? So 48 hours?
2 days? Yeah, 2 days
Oh,
ago.
it came out yesterday.
That's okay. That's what I thought.
Okay, 24 hours. There have been some rumblings in the community on Twitter and forums, Mudhead, what is it, Mutt Gods on Reddit? Jimmy?
Yeah, Mutt Gods.
All right. So
Speaking of plugs.
Speaking of plugs.
How is anyone over the age of 18? How do you go to Reddit if you're over the age of 18?
How do you go to it if you're over the age of 18?
Like, why do you go to Reddit if you're over the age of 18?
There's a ton of knowledge on there for one.
I'm sure there's a ton of knowledge.
It took me an entire year just to learn how to read it.
Kev, if you ever need a kidney, bro,
I believe it.
go to Reddit.
Yeah.
I get enough shit on Twitch and Twitter. There ain't no way I'm ever going on Reddit. Ever.
If you want the Yugoslavian graphics, you go to Reddit.
It's typically good to judge something before you experience, too. So, Kep, start us off with the EA update. Go ahead,
What
brother.
time is
Yeah.
I'm so disheartened. It's borderline. Like, I'm beyond frustrated with EA. Like, I didn't want it patched. Everybody cried about patch, and I knew damn well what was going to happen after it got patched. And sure enough, it broke more shit than it fixed. I don't have the right playbooks. I don't have the right abilities. I don't have the right play sheet. I gotta click the play 3 times. It flashes, like it blinks at me, like, you know, the warning it used to give you in a video game. It could give you a seizure. It honestly, if I pick a play, it can give me a seizure. It flashes at me, and then I gotta like flip it and like. The patch did more bad than it did good, which is what I knew was going to happen. A lot of us, majority of us, knew was going to happen. I don't understand. I don't understand. I honestly don't understand how you can try to fix something and make other shit worse while still not fixing what you wanted to fix. Block sheds are ridiculous now. Like, I'm not a coder. I'm not a programmer. So I don't know if somebody misplaced a comma or a semicolon or a fucking exclamation mark in the code, but Jesus Christ, man,
Jimmy,
we're 3 weeks into it. We're 3 weeks in, and I downloaded NBA 2K today to play the fucking demo.
I need to still do that, Jimmy. What do you got?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm with Kep. I didn't really want the game patched too much. The only things I really thought that needed tuned were CPU hit sticks needed to be tuned definitely down, and then I thought, you know, block shedding maybe needed to be tuned slightly less, but man, they just really broke everything else. Now I was asking, you know, with actually T-Skis in the chat right now, I was talking to him yesterday and he wouldn't have this issue, but I noticed when I was playing head-to-head in House Rules last night, like anytime I would make a pre-coverage, like a quick adjustment or like a hot route, I'd get my camera angle would get stuck in the rafters, bro. I was playing Madden from the top fucking angle last night.
I haven't seen that.
And like, I would spam up and down to try to change the angle, and then I would just fuck the rest of my defense up. It was absolutely awful. And you know, I know a lot of people were worried about like armbar and shit, and you know, it is what it is. Wasn't really worried about that, but man, they just really like having to click your play twice. Like that's basic coding, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, how do you mess something up that bad to where you're choosing this? You have to choose your play twice. Like, I just don't really understand. So yeah, I feel like the update was.
BKaay, I got. What you got, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's in agreement here. Nobody really wanted a patch to really any extent. You know what I mean? Like, you can slide a couple tuners down. I feel like the fumbles are less. I haven't fumbled nearly as much the last couple of days. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Marcus Allen he still does fine for me, fumbling less. But like some of the core things that people wanted fixed aren't even addressed. You know what I mean? They're not like your zone coverages are still in fucking. They're chasing butterflies as guys are blowing past them. And the block sheds are still there. Like, I've noticed no change on block sheds. You know, this whole, I don't know, double team thing, all that's going to do is just let people slide to the other side. I don't think it's going to change a damn thing. In fact, I think for most kids, especially newer players, they're just going to double team the wrong guy anyway, and then just get hammered even more. I said I'd be fine with small incremental changes to like 1 or 2 things at a time, right? Just click 1 or 2 things at a time and go, okay, today we're just going to tune this up +2. and maybe go that way instead of trying to do like 10 things at once. It just breaks more stuff than it fixes, and I'm not a fan.
Yeah, DC.
Well, there's two things. One, I don't understand how we've done this for 4 years, and every year it's the same thing, but yet the community still reacts the same way on both sides of the ball. Before the patch, it's we need a patch. Then after the patch, it's like, well, fuck EA. Now, we all knew what was going to happen, though. But like everybody else, it's the same way. And then I don't understand, too, as somebody that used to do it or used to ride it, like I was telling Jimmy earlier, I don't understand how you can run this. I just don't. That's why I asked Clint yesterday on Twitter. I was like, what is your testing process on all of this? Like, I get it. Like, I mean, if we're down to the nitty gritty here and you're running like a zone threshold type thing and it's a massive rollout and we need to see how zones react. But I mean, how the fuck do you not load this game on 3 separate systems, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and you sit down and you play it and you don't see this? Like, I don't understand how these blind rollouts happen. I don't understand how testing happens, which makes me think one or two things. One, they don't care. Or two, there are no such. I know there are. When we were younger, we had video game testers. That was the whole cliche when we were younger. I'm gonna grow up and be a fucking video game tester.
Right.
But like now, they don't necessarily have those. But we still have betas or alphas that get rolled out to certain individuals. So what the fuck were they doing? Like, did they just like be like, well, I mean, I booted it up, Clint, and the menu looked fucking solid. So I guess we're good to go. So I just don't know how we get to this point. Like, I get it. Like, if little things need tweaked, but like Jimmy said, his shit's in the rafters. I don't know who the fuck's on my field half the time.
So I'm glad you brought it up. I'm glad you made that point. And I want to keep this going. And I knew that whenever we got into this conversation, it was going to be, what are we seeing first? And we're pissed off about it, right? But let's talk about why the fuck did they roll this thing out and did they not test it? Like, how could you, as a company, put this thing out there? Because I've got to play it for maybe 4 or 5 hours, and the little time I've gotten to play it, I've seen a significant more. I might have been seeing 1 or 2 things like every 30 minutes whenever I was playing it pre-patch. At post-patch, I'm seeing 10 things every 5 minutes maybe, and it's as easy as something as a ball's getting tipped twice in the air and my defenders are running over to the receiver, and there's 4 defenders sitting there with their fucking hands down by their knees while the ball is bouncing up in the air. Kep, take us off, man.
The only explanation is that we are their fucking game testers. That's the only, like, we're their QA.
Oh, that is a good point.
We are their fucking QA. I don't think they have anybody. There's no possible way that this patch has been worked on. And then another thing, the double team mechanic, you mean to tell me you've had this the whole time? You're just now implementing it? You mean to tell me you implemented a new mechanic into the game in a couple weeks? Bullshit. You've had it. You just didn't want to implement it for whatever fucking reason. You're like, oh, now we have this double team mechanic. They're having a problem with block shed. Let's go ahead and implement it now. Like, I'm serious. I'm dead serious when I say take your X factors, take your abilities, and shove them in your dick hole. Because they have ruined fucking Madden.
Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely echo what Kep said. I saw some rumblings on Twitter, and I don't know the truth behind it. But I'm just gonna pass on the rumor anyway because I fucking believe it.
That's why we're here, man.
Some people were talking on Twitter how a lot of the devs for Madden weren't actually game developers before they worked from EA on the Madden game.
No, we have a fucking practice squatter who didn't block shit.
And
fucking...
Hey, you put some goddamn respect on his name.
And so, like, right off the bat, that's a huge warning sign to begin with. But yeah, just even further than that, like, why put a patch out, a patch that needs fixed right before an MCS tourney?
There's
like,
always a patch before a tourney.
I know, but like, why? If I'm an actual comp player, like, I'm definitely kind of hot. Like, you've been playing, since EA Access for a while. Like, and those guys adjust quick, but still, like, why do they always do this right before a tournament?
I said it at the beginning of the year with this. I want to play one version of the game. We come from an age where there was no patches. Right. You fucking blew on your game, slammed that bitch in, shook the fucking ping, and did all this shit to make the game work. There was and you played the game. You played it for what it was. You adapted to how the game played. Like, just let me play one version of the game. And I think a lot of pro players would do that too. They come up with run defense. Now there's a patch. Now run defense, is what run defense? You know what I'm saying? Like, just leave it the way it is. Quit
BKaay?
Fucking ruining it.
Yeah, like I said, we're all in 100% agreement here. I think, like everybody said, these things break more things than they fix. And there's 100%, there's no testing on this. Like nobody got in there. Just, I mean, fuck's
Right.
sake, the pick a play is broken.
Mm-hmm.
But you load in once, you're like, oh, guys, we fucked up. Something's wrong here. So I don't know if it plays different in regs. I don't know if regs is any different. But I 100% agree. Believe that there's no, like, they don't even load into MUT when they do an update. You know what I mean? I think we're off on an island on their own. But even like as far as adapting, you're right. We used to play games. We get the game, you put it in, and you play it, and that's it forever until another one comes out. With this, I mean, we already have incremental updates built into the game with new players and higher stats and power-ups, this and that. There's not much of a reason to change the gameplay and the mechanics. Like, if zones are broken, cool, fix it on the back end, right? So zones suck, right? Okay, well, put some threshold on there that at 95 fucking zone, people aren't complete idiots. I think and then it happens down the road. It's not, you know what I mean? It seems like it's a natural progression instead of, yeah, we're just going to move this piece over here and we'll hope for the best.
Yeah, and like you said, in MUT, the updates are natural. You go from 70 zone to start the year to 99 zone at the end. So, like, why break shit along the way?
Right. DC?
To say stuff isn't tuned or messed with without us knowing is bullshit too.
All the time.
Yeah.
DC?
I think the most important thing, like, I mean, everybody, I think, like Kay said, everybody's in agreement. I just think the craziest thing is the fact that Muttley's dropped the fact that we do now have concrete evidence that there's fucking DDA in this game. I thought that was pretty, just like it finally, like, they literally just don't even hide it anymore. Like, you literally tune the fumbles to where late in fourth quarters, if you're winning, your chances actually go down a little bit of fumbling.
Wait, hold on. They actually dropped that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Muttley's has it. It has the graph on there, and it says late in games when winning, your chances of fumbling now decrease more than they did before.
That makes me want to stop playing the game. I have a very large threshold for this type of shit. But for something like that, I really don't. Whenever people are fucking
it says
investing their money.
significant changes to hit sticks as of the latest patch. Now hit sticks are much less effective when winning by a large amount in the calculation.
Wow.
Jesus.
I mean,
that's bad.
We've known it. We don't have any other options. That's why we continue to play it and bitch, because we have no one's going to play Doug Flutie football.
Pisses me off.
Doug Flutie.
Until there's another option.
Yeah, I see that, Kay.
Until there's another option, we're going to continue this vicious cycle of getting juiced up and jacked about playing Madden, and not long into it getting pissed off about what we got.
But like, it just doesn't make any sense to me how you can drop a mass title update when you don't have any testing, because it's somebody like, if you can go write no shit 8 lines of code and just tell it to do anything, add 1+1, and you can change one thing, like Kep said, a missing comma or anything, and it will break it. You won't get your equation. So I don't understand why without testing it, you update, like Kay said, you update 35 things. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, it's like needing spark plugs in a truck, but you just change the whole fucking engine out and then don't even try to crank the bitch where you got to go to work. Like, it just don't make no sense to me.
Yeah. And their code has to be so fragile that if they're tuning fumbling, they're breaking your play call screen. Like, your code has to be so fragile.
I don't even know how those...
Your code has to be so bad to begin with.
You would think the play call screen tab would be over here, and the fumble tab would be over here.
Yeah,
and they wouldn't affect nothing.
Yeah.
But
these motherfuckers are putting 1s and 0s wherever they want. That's bad.
Especially like this, man. Like the play call screen. Like, dude, if you're getting somebody's running a hurry up offense on you, and you have to, scroll through, reflip your defense, dude. But they're just gonna, if they're running, something stupid, you get some 10-year-old out there like, oh, I know he can't do shit, so I'm just gonna run streaks. Watch this. Like, he's stuck in 3-4. See you later. And your guys are so bad, the AI is so bad that happens. Like, I've literally had, like, been in, like, a cover one, and my corners just stand there at the line and go, see ya, buddy. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, Tyree kills 40 yards down the field before my corner turns around.
Yeah, cousins.
But I think it's like Kep said, they don't test it. You know, and so what we're getting a massive rollout situation where I mean, there's just no way. I don't think there's any way that they could honestly test it. I think we get the rollout. I think they have like a simulator that they run the code through to make sure that it pings
Yeah.
and it completes. They update the file and they ship it out to us, and this is what we get. I mean, there's just no way, man. There's no way. Like, I mean, there's just that would be. I mean, we've even seen like motor vehicle companies that release cars that have like, you know, fatal flaws in them. You know, but this is just totally different situation. I just don't see how a rollout every year gets worse on the initial patch.
Well, and it's interesting to me, and I don't know if I want to finish this conversation because I don't know if it can really go anywhere else other than the fact that we agree they need to stop. They need to release one game. They need to stop changing it, and then refactoring it throughout the year. But
Yeah.
they told us that they weren't going to do this, right? I feel like they.
Yeah, well, they said it was going to be. They were going to be more cautious and do incremental changes, and this does not feel at all like an incremental
The
change.
goddamn title update was longer than the Bible.
Right.
Right. It was long. It was a huge. This was not. This was. I don't even think you can call it a patch, right? Like this is a title update, right? Like this
It was
is
100%.
significant update.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
they made multiple changes to every single mode in the game.
Yeah.
They're doing too much. They're just trying to do too much.
Yeah.
You're doing too much, bro. You're doing too much.
That's the most significant thing that we've encountered since the release of the game, and probably the most impactful, and speaking negatively, the most negatively impactful game. And once we see this happen every year, the game really never recovers.
It's not negative when it's facts. Like I don't
That's
like
that's
being
what I
that
mean,
negative.
right?
I don't like being that negative guy, but if there's something that, like, there's something fucked up, we got to say it. We can't.
Absolutely.
We can't be like all these guys that love EA and hope they get a cubicle in Orlando, Florida, and work for like. It's fucked. We got to tell them it's fucked.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying though is, from years past, once they do something in the game that negatively impacts the community, like what just happened, and now we are all in somewhat of a negative mindset. It doesn't even really matter what mindset we're in. The fact is that once something negative happens, the game is kind of toxic from there on moving forward. I think we're at that point. Hopefully we're not. Already, right? And I think that's why we were all hyped, was because those motherfuckers told us that they weren't going to do that shit. So here we are, August 21st.
But is it not? Am I the only one that it's August 21st, and especially 24 hours into this title update, it feels like it's January?
Even content's slow. Like they're rolling.
Yeah.
Like it's just they're rolling out content. And it's 2 or 3 cards. Like I know we're waiting
Right.
for the first big promo, but
Yeah,
it's
but last year,
like I'm never an act. Like this is never rehearsed
Yeah.
for me. Like you can honestly hear the fucking frustration in my voice, being somebody that loves this game as much as everybody else does, and it being a passion and wanting to entertain and play the game. But it's just so getting on stream to play a video game should not feel like a job, should not feel like a
Yeah.
chore.
Right.
And Madden feels like a fucking chore.
Yeah.
Well, so there's 2 ways that I've seen them release cards. The way they unfold cards is the way that they're doing it now is they flush out a bunch of 86s, 87, 88s. You barely even see any. I don't even think we're seeing any 88s right now, right? A couple. But they flush out all these cards. Why don't they bring out a bunch of 90s? Bring out fucking a 90 in every position, or bring out 2 90s in every position, and let us hang out at the 90 level for a little bit. But they're bringing out 1s and 2s. I don't know, and I just feel like it fucks up the flow because now nobody gives a shit about 87s.
Yeah. It's really hard when, they drop a 93 Kurt Warner, and then today they're dropping an 86 left end.
Right.
right.
Go
Like-
ahead. What were you saying,
No,
Kay?
I mean, I get that though. Like the
That's a good
masters
point,
are one
Jimmy.
thing. You know what I mean? I get the masters are one thing, but like the daily cards, like the 86s, that's just a waste of time. You know what I mean? Your 86s are almost nothing in the game already.
They're good for nothing but training.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and if you happen to pull one out of a pack, you're like, cool, quick sell. But it's not. But like Kep was saying, content is like, at least last year. Same thing. Game had its issues on launch last year for sure. But they were like, okay, don't look at gameplay. Look over here. We got all kinds of shit coming every single day. Like by this point last year, we're like what 3 weeks in, almost a month into the game. I feel like nothing's happening. You know what I mean? Even like last year, we had a day for heavyweights and flashbacks and veteran cards, another day for it wasn't signature series, it was a prime time last year, and then another day for rising stars. And this year they're like, hey, 86, go fuck yourself. I'm like, cool, great.
Like
man,
last year, it's
86s,
content.
That's it.
Content masked the gameplay issues. This year it's just
Right.
like fuck it all.
Yeah, like I feel like, and like
Fuck, here it is, fuck
I'm a
it.
content guy, right? Like no one's tuning into my screen to watch me quit after my third interception in the first quarter. So if there's no content, I'm sitting here going, well, let's just fucking talk then. Like it's so slow. Like it feels like it's in like March and April already with like we're just
Somebody
dying
on
for
Twitter
a promo.
said that don't worry because they've already moved on to Madden 21. I couldn't help but fucking laugh at that.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, that's a pretty good one.
To me, and go ahead, Jim. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I would say even look at the theme diamond promo. Like the market still struggles a bit. I was looking at doing Charles Tillman yesterday, and there's a gold in there. I don't remember which was like one of the 76s. There's only one card, and it's up for sale for like 80,000 last night.
Yeah.
Like
Don't
if there's
get me
only
started
one
on-
card on the auction house.
Don't get me started on
87.
theme diamond.
We're gonna
Like,
we're
I'm
gonna get there.
fucking
We're
right
gonna
tackle.
we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But from what I'm seeing this year, as opposed to like maybe 16, I think it was maybe 17, I feel like maybe they're a little too worried about going on Hard Knocks, making an appearance on there, and like the ratings adjusters and shit. I feel like the PR has been pressed very heavy.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say,
19.
did you watch Hard Knocks last night?
I did, yeah.
I thought, I don't remember that dude's name. I've seen him on stream before.
Clint?
I kind of thought his appearance was a little cringy on Hard Knocks last night.
Clint?
He was asking that tight end about his ratings, and the tight end was like, I mean, the tight end couldn't give a shit less what he was
No.
rated on Madden.
Oh, I got
and the
you,
dude
yeah.
just kept asking him.
To me, Clint, because I hold Clint at the head of this because Clint he's the mouth. And so I kind of relate him to Roger Goodell, in the fact that the NFL's kind of went to shit, like the celebration fiasco and all that over Goodell's tenure, but they just made a shitload of money. So I kind of feel that's the reason I relate him to Goodell, because I feel like Madden has made a shitload of money over the last 3 or 4 years, but everything else has just kind of went to shit. So like EA is kind of like, oh well, this is, I mean, fuck it. I mean, the bottom dollar's increasing, so I mean, who gives a shit? So I just kind of feel like that's kind of where they're at with it.
It could be. I was bamboo. I can't say I was bamboo. You guys know how I am. I'm a pretty positive dude. I still think that they could turn this around. The big indicator of the negativity was pretty sad, I guess. I know
The
you're sitting
strangest
there
thing
chewing
is
your
the
gums.
social media silence. Over the last 24 hours, like we haven't seen many chirps from anybody over on that side, because it was just like, I don't know. It makes me kind of think they knew it whenever they released
Right.
it.
It's
like,
weird. This is odd, right? Like this isn't. I'm glad you said something too about the social media. Where's Kralo at? I wonder what he's been up to today.
He's mentioning, he's talking to everybody on Twitter. I hate it for that guy, man. Like
Yeah.
there's no way EA called me up and say, hey, we're gonna offer you the community manager position. All you gotta do is answer people on Twitter. Fuck you.
Hell no.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Nope, I'll stay here. Nope. Have a nice day. I don't care. It's my dream job. Nope. No, thank you. He takes so much shit on Twitter. Like I don't. And he even responded to me the other day about the servers going down for this patch. Like the servers never went down. Like I'm waiting to stream and I'm waiting to play a game, and the servers didn't go down. The servers didn't even go down at the time they said they were going to go down. Like just stop. Stop feeding us a load of bullshit. Don't say anything. If you don't want us, just don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather you not say anything than to feed us a load of bullshit.
It's the boss of the boss, honestly. That's who it is. And I think that's the point that you were getting to, DC, is that it's not necessarily Clinton, it's not Kralo, and it's not the dudes it's not Gibbs, it's not Farrells. I think we've talked about this before, but like fucking something needs to change. Something definitely needs to change. You're starting the year off pretty poor.
Yeah, and I think the people that are pulling the trigger, I think Cap said it before, the people that are pulling the trigger don't play this game and don't give a fuck about this game.
Right.
The people that are, they're not I mean, Kralo plays this game. Gibbs, Forles, all them guys are good guys. They all play it. It's safe to say that the guy that's pulling the trigger on most of this shit above Clint probably has never opened a Madden video game package. I would say that it's fucking pretty confident in that.
Right. All right. So we beat this horse dead, and we'll get into the next topic. House rules, loss of downs. Have you guys been having fun? Have you completed it? What you got? What kind of input you got? DC.
I played a couple. I thought it was pretty fun. I liked it last week because I liked the shorter mode, even though it was 200 wins. I didn't want to grind that, but I just thought it was fun to jump in, and it was kind of like a little bit of a taste of NCAA football, just a little bit. I mean, it was just fun, that mode. The loss of down we had last year, but it's, I think that's fun, 1st and 20. I really like now after the patch, I like 1st and 20. That way I can get an arm shoved completely up my ass and then they can just run for 20 yards.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But like this one particular this week was okay. I thought the last week was better though, but I like the way that it's going.
Yeah. Jimmy.
Yeah. Same with DC. I absolutely loved House Rules last week. I loved just the shortness of it, and it was like a mini game. And I've been asking for EA to give us mini games in MUT forever. Give us like a rushing style attack, passing style attack.
My bad.
You're good, dude.
That means I was doing.
It's not like we're sitting in class or some shit. I actually I love the mini game idea. We gotta do something to break up the monotony.
Yeah, and like each game last week took a couple minutes. Literally, you could load in, load out in a few minutes. So when I saw it this week, I was a little disappointed for sure. Obviously, I still played it because I still think it's a lot more fun than just regular head-to-head.
EA Sports.
But but the amount of kids who come in toting the ball still blows my mind. Like, to me, that just says the state of the game. You don't need to fucking pass in Madden 20. You can just run the ball. Doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, good point. BKaay.
I like it. House Rules is really the only head-to-head that I do play. So I look forward to it every week, having something a little bit different to try to go into. Last week, like these guys have said, it was a lot of fun, something different. I was hoping, we're only in week 2 of House Rules, right? Like I was hoping we were going to get another new kind of, original idea, but we're right back to the same shit we had last year already. So that's disappointing. But even that being said, like I like the 1st and 20 with only 3 downs. I ran into like 2 kids, I think, trying to run the ball, and they quit after the first turnover. So that was fine. But I like that it's more people are going for longer stretch plays and going for it on 4th down or whatever. I don't know. It's still a quick game. Like those games, I've had 2 go all the way to the end, but for the most part, you get a pick 6 or a turnover on their first drive and they're out of there. So it's still pretty quick.
Yeah. Cap, what's up, dude?
I kind of enjoyed it. I got the 24 wins rather quickly. I don't know what it is, but I think the more wins you get, the better your competition gets. I think there's like a matchmaking or an algorithm or something, kind of like Weekend League. With the more wins you get, the better competition you play. Because I played some sweaties today, and these dudes were out here like playing like they were trying to win an MCS belt.
Yeah, I played some hella sweaties.
And if I feel that, I'm quitting. I'm not even putting in the time to get these last couple wins. Like I gave people some wins and then matched up with the same people. They gave me the win right back right out of the loading screen. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I guess he knows what this is about. But I like the House Rules. Last week I didn't like it. It was mundane. It was boring. I got my what was it? I got enough wins to get I didn't do 200. There's no way in hell I was doing 200 of them. But this week I did all of them. It was pretty straightforward and simple. But it also breaks. It's a way to break the monotony and the sweatiness of the head-to-head stuff too. But like I said, even I ran into some sweaties. But I think it's something. It's cool to get a little reward. I made like 200K or something. Picked Ramsey, sold the Ramsey I had, put the Nat in the set, and so it was coins and the trophies. It was good. It was all right. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Me and Tiski used to think that they were using House Rules as a testing grounds for ELO. But just after their like patch updates and shit, I think that's giving them too much foresight. Like they don't have that much foresight.
No. Yeah, I think it was a fun game. A fun way to break up the fucking shit. Just passing can be fun. On a 1st and 20, you can really kind of dig into some different defenses, but last week's going to be tough to beat. We were kind of sucking on the teat of the NCAA giant, and there's been a lot of people and a lot of discussion going back on that, especially on Twitter, people calling for it and shit. I know, Kep, you're shaking your... we might as well talk about it. Let's talk about it.
How many of us played NCAA for a month until Madden came out? I didn't touch NCAA after Madden came out, ever.
I played.
I did it quick enough to do a what was it, where you could transfer your draft class into Madden or some shit. Right. I did it just quick enough and just long enough to get me a couple draft classes, and then I was right up. Once Madden came out, I didn't touch NCAA.
Well, there's a lot of people that think that will debate you till the end that NCAA was better than Madden. It was a better football game than Madden.
It depends on what year.
Same game.
No,
it depends on what year, really. That's what I played like back in the day, but it just depends on what year.
Yeah. Either way, we'll go to the next topic. Kep's all worked up about that one. What did you guys think of the Legends last week? What did you guys think of the Legends last week? Kay, start us off.
I don't remember who they were. Who was it?
I forgot who they were.
That's sad. You can't fucking remember who they are.
No, I
didn't get any of
Steve
them.
Young.
Steve Young.
Oh yeah, Steve Young. I've only gone up. I didn't get Steve Young. Some of those abilities are a little nutty, but I went up against them a couple of times in house rules, but I don't know if they didn't have him powered up or whatnot, but it was no different. Like I don't know. From what I've seen anyway, I only went up against guys that had, I don't know, normal QBs. You know, none of that escapability nonsense. I've seen some clips online though where that shit just looks ridiculous. Who else did we have? Willie Laner, right? Was he the
Steve Young, Willie near Willie Brown?
Yeah.
Willie Brown. Oh, Willie Brown looks solid, but I feel like we're flooded with like top end corners already. I feel like we're already getting like there's like 5 guys that you're gonna have and keep them around. I don't know. It feels weird. Corner this year feels like running back last year, but just like every day, but here's another good guy. Here's another good guy. Here, like. I don't know, spread it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like we got another corner coming today or tomorrow. I mean, we just got Willie Brown, and then we're getting another top-tier corner tomorrow.
Jimmy?
Yeah, I mean, Kay's right on the oversaturation of cornerbacks because I snagged Willie Brown because he spent the first part of his career in Denver, so obviously I'm going to get any Denver Lunged. But, I mean, yeah, I have 490 overall cornerbacks already, so that includes Willie, so... There, Steve Young with Escape Artist is absolutely hell to play against. Absolutely hell. So like we needed kind of a good scrambling quarterback, right? With an Escape Artist is fucking like you won't really even need Mike Vick to have a scrambling quarterback. You'll be fine with Steve Young. Like Escape Artist is that good. I was looking at Willie's stats. I was looking at Willie's stats the other day, and like if you got the coin to waste, like. Willie's a nice card for sure. Like definitely a nice card. But yeah, I mean, pretty standard Legends. I'm excited to see who they come up with this week. So
yeah, DC.
I thought Young was kind of broke. I tried Warner a little bit, but I can't throw the ball for shit, so it was pretty tough. But the Hot Route Master was pretty fun. But no, I thought Young. But we kind of got I thought the content was fine. It's just when Escape Artist came out, I threw it on there and I saw Kep with it, and then I played a little bit with it, and it was like, if it's like this way in August, like when they drop Vic, like we're fucked. Like we talk about plugs, like that's gonna be a plug. Like that's gonna be awful. Like that motherfucker is gonna take off like a goddamn rocket. Like it's gonna be. And you know how like when you use Young and he takes off, you know how you got that 3-yard jump that he makes. You know what the fuck's Vic gonna do? Just teleport to the end zone? Just like shoo, gone.
Right.
So I thought the content was good, but I just thought it kind of I thought the content was great. I just thought it, if anything, it kind of showed us like like this is where we're going here in a little bit. So that was the only thing that kind of raised my eyebrow when they like Escape Artists is like. Can we talk about the fact that I know some of these chems break the game, but son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like 15 million training just to fucking do one thing, and then you don't ever get it back or anything. Like,
it's almost like they overcompensated for the sheds in the game. They're like, oh, you're getting instant shed? Here's a skate park.
Cap, bring us home, bro.
I'm renting quarterbacks until Randall Cunningham comes out. Can you imagine Randall Cunningham with a escape artist and him
Oh,
slinging the
my
ball
God.
down the field?
Oh, dude.
Bro, I cannot wait to have Randall Cunningham.
I will have him too.
I'm
Yeah.
frustrated with the
Yeah,
game,
we'll
but
see.
it's like I have a hard time balancing my rage and laughing because some of the shit that happens with these abilities and X Factors is like I'm watching Street Fighter and Super Saiyan type shit. Like just like when that X lights up, my fucking eyes light up. Like, oh, Steve Young, here we go. But I wouldn't mind if they took it out of the game. But no, I'm just Steve Young's amazing. He can give a blowjob underwater doing a handstand. That's how great he is. But the X Factor, the escape artist is ridiculous. If you've watched any of the regs tournaments, people are doing god awful things with Deshaun Watson. It's not even Zeke Elliott anymore. People are taking the Texans and doing ridiculous shit with Deshaun Watson.
No shit.
So again, it's August. Imagine what it's. I don't foresee them releasing Vic till way later.
Yeah.
There's no way they release him anytime soon. But I'm waiting for that Randall Cunningham. You know, he's gonna have a skate artist because as soon as I saw when they released Steve Young on Friday Night Football and they showed Steve Young and he had 81 speed, I was like, oh, here we go, because I knew escape artist was gonna and it's breaking the game, man. It really is. So
Yeah, I
See what
finally
happens.
broke. Yeah, I sat back and I've creeped on a bunch of you guys running with Steve Young this weekend or the last few days, and I broke down and bought him, and it's gonna be a long year for the people who hated Vic last year. I can just say that. Oh,
Yeah, and
shit.
it's not the
One
escape artist is wild too, but like I think Kat put it on there. Is it roaming Deadeye?
yeah.
So not
Yeah.
only do you just take off with a 20-mile-an-hour burst, but you throw off your back foot on the run, perfect accuracy,
Right.
55 yards downfield.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's what's
The
going to make
one
Vic
thing
so
that I would
fucking
like
deadly.
them to implement, if they're going to keep these X Factors and abilities in the game, why not give us another chess match approach to where if I go into a game and my opponent has both of his X Factors on his ends, and I had one time had an X Factor on my tackles, like which I do. I have them off
Oh,
now.
yeah,
They're not on there
okay.
anymore. Let me put them on in game so that I can combat the defensive ends with X Factors. And if he doesn't, then I can put them elsewhere. Like that would be another in-game like strategy thing. If you're gonna keep these X Factors and abilities, give us the full, like let us only have 3 on each side of the ball, but give us the full ability to use what we want in game too. Like take one off here, take one off there. That would also maybe create a little diversity in plays or playbooks or whatever.
Yeah. Something a little different.
Because I've spent training on X Factors and abilities and I'm not fucking using them.
Right. Yeah, same here. I've wasted a lot of my currency on bullshit. I mean, a few 100,000 on PC is quite a bit.
Yeah, because like I didn't know off the shoot that if you put like an ability on there that you don't have the X Factor enabled, you don't get it.
Right.
And so then you don't get anything back when you take it off. And then like if you go put like let's say for somebody who literally changes fucking quarterbacks like underwear, like if you go put Steve Young on there and you load him up and it's like I'm gonna go try so and so and you sell him and come back, last year, you still had them unlocked, so you would just run through them like Sprinter and stuff. Like this year, all of it's locked. Like so you got to pay the 1,500 or 2,000 training again.
Right. God.
Like that's
Damn.
fucking ridiculous. Like
Hold on.
that's,
Say that again. Repeat that again.
if you like, let's say you power Steve Young up and you use him for a game, and then you power him down and sell both of them off, and you go buy him back, you have to spend the same amount to power him all the way back up and add all the abilities to him again.
Didn't know that.
You get half your training back for some things, and then you got to pay coins to get cards back.
Yeah.
Jesus. The tax is real. The tax really doesn't even need to be in the market. This has been a point of contention since they added it.
That is so stupid.
Yeah, who the fuck's the tax collector on virtual
Right.
coins?
Right.
Jesus of Nazareth.
I mean, we know what it is, right? I mean, this is them literally fucking us. This is
Somewhere
them-
Rex Dixon is collecting our coins.
There's no need. There's no need for it. It doesn't stabilize the market. It doesn't go into anything. I'm sure Kay, you could probably explain a little bit better than me, but it's just nothing more than a tax to take.
No, I think it does. I think it does stabilize the market a little bit. Otherwise, you would have guys buying cards because some people don't care, right? So back in the day, people used to buy and sell silver cards and bronze. When we had the tokens, they would buy and sell silver. Oh, I buy the silver token at 900 and sell it for 1,000. For what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, otherwise, things would just buy and sell and go back up for 50 coins more because some people don't give a shit. They're like, well, I'm gonna make 50 coins. I'm gonna do this for fucking 285 days, and then I'll finally be able to buy a team. So it cuts down on a little bit of that. So like, I understand why it's there. Yes, it's a pain in the dick, but I think 10 maybe a little bit too high. Maybe like if they drop to 5, I don't think that's gonna be a bad thing either.
I didn't think of that. Leave it to the market whiz to.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why I asked.
Yeah, but that's not like
sensible.
I know. I'm sorry.
E equals MC squared.
Like I said, 5% would do the same thing. Just anything more than. I thought that was a soundbite at first. Like I didn't look up. I didn't realize it was you. I thought you had a soundbite for it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you say to me, you little shit!
God. That's like 120 decibel percentage, whatever the fuck that is. That thing is up blown.
God, I love that fucking clip.
All right, this weekend, what legends are we going to see? We can move this one along. I know it's not too exciting, but I love playing the legend game at the beginning of the year. I absolutely love legends. I loved what they did with Theme Diamonds, which will be our next topic. But I love legends. Buffalo K, what do you got?
Players wise, I don't know. I would think, hoping anyway, wide receiver, linebacker, and some kind of safety. I don't know who. I mean, we need
a
safety.
free safety, numb nuts.
like a is his name Brian? Is it like a what's his name? Brian
Des
Dickens,
Bryant?
something like that. I don't. Yeah, Des Bryant, the safety Des Bryant. No, I would be stoked, right? I would be stoked. Like I used Brian Dawkins all last year. That card was amazing. Like I would love that, but I don't know, wide receiver and a linebacker. I need linebackers, man.
Yeah.
We're lacking.
All right, Cap, you're up, buddy.
Brian Dawkins. Just give me a fucking Brian Dawkins. That would make me happy for a little while. Just give me a Brian Dawkins, a Randall Cunningham. We need a free safety. We have no free safeties.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I have Adrian Amos playing out of position, playing free safety. We have no free
Everybody
safeties.
does.
We need a free safety.
And the neck
Now,
sucks, man. The neck
Maybe we don't get Dawkins till most feared. Maybe he's most feared master or whatever. I don't know. Which wouldn't be till October. But we need a free safety. And maybe I don't know. We don't need no corners. No, we don't need no running backs. I mean, maybe maybe an outside linebacker. I don't know, but we need something to spice it up a little bit. We need something. So
Yeah.
I'd be happy with Randall Cunningham and Brian Dawkins. Any Eagle, anything else, fuck
Of
it.
course. Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm gonna echo the free safety. Give us Dawkins or give us Sean Taylor. Like one of the
And
two.
don't you goddamn dare say Broncos legend Brian Dawkins either. I'll come through the internet. I'm Googling right now how to come through the internet and slap the shit out of you.
Oh, he
If
will
you
have
say anything
Broncos.
about Brian
He
Dawkins
will
and the
have
Broncos.
Team Broncos on me for sure, bro. Come on. Come on. No, yeah. We need a tight end too, so I would definitely take Shannon Sharp. Give me Shannon
Did we
Sharp.
just get Winslow last week?
Yeah, but he's an
Got Dave
LTD.
Casper,
Limit,
man.
yeah.
He's got like
He's an LTD.
Yeah,
They
Casper. Casper was good 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And,
Give us a Shannon Sharp.
for-
Honestly, they'll probably give us someone on the line as well. Probably like maybe a Jonathan Ogden or maybe a D tackle. But yeah, I want Sean Taylor for sure.
Yeah. DC?
I think it's going to be a limited edition center. I think we're getting a fullback set, and you're getting a free
You're a
safety.
dickhead.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I
Oh,
could
man.
definitely see that
That's what
happening
we're
right
getting.
now.
Y'all are going to shit when it's a fucking limited center.
Watch us get a limited
A
Christian
limited
Okoye or
center.
some shit.
Last year they released some pretty big names fairly early. We got Steve Young. We got Tony Gonzalez. Who else did we get early? I think we got a receiver.
Barry
We
Sanders,
had the
like,
Hall
week
of Fame
3.
players.
Yeah.
You got Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
Shannon Sharp was one of your captains, and he was a
Right.
fucking goon out the
Well, we
gate.
got like Vic after the first 4 weeks though. Like he was in
Yeah, Vic and Barry Sanders were in the game like the next day.
Yeah, so they're kind of releasing the legends this year. That's the same legends that we get every year for the last fucking 10 years at the beginning of the game, and I just wish they'd do something different. Give us something to get us excited about. Though I'm still
Yo, look at everyone. Everyone in the chat wants Moss and Vic.
Moss and Vic, yeah. I'd be willing to take either of them. I'd love to have them both, but I just want to.
I got a feeling last year Vic dropped because profits dipped just a tad, and EA was just like, all right, dump him. And I figured that's why we got. Because didn't we get somebody else a Vic that weekend? Like, wasn't it?
It was a big weekend. Was it not Moss?
Was it Vic and Moss or Vic and Rice or something like that?
I think it might have been Moss.
I don't remember.
I think
no,
it
Rice
might,
was a hero. He was a captain.
It might have been. I think Moss came either the same weekend or the weekend directly after. But I know there were two. No, it was. I think it was Gonzalez and Vic, and then the week after was Moss or something like that. But I think all three of them came out fairly quickly. I mean, it was like we were there as soon as it fucking came out. So the people that we're seeing right now are the people that we're going to see in October and November. So they need to give us good players so we have some fucking people to get excited about in October and November. Can I give myself points?
Do it.
Yeah.
I mean, this would be the time if they're gonna drop somebody really good. Like, everyone's pissed. You know what I mean? So like now it's time. It's like, hey, something's shiny. Everybody shut up for a minute.
You don't think this stuff is pre-planned regardless?
No, I think it is.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's too much credit. You know what I mean? Like, I would, in a normal world, I would assume that they can go, ooh, hey, take this, 95 Troy Polamalu we had planned for December and move him up to today, just drop him down to like a 90. But that would your game would shut off every time you hit a pass play. They'd never be able to get that right. So
Right.
I think it is pre-planned. But I mean, I think they have an idea when the patches are coming. So I think they can generally, I mean, you would think kind of plan, people are going to be pissed at us around this time. Let's put something pretty good.
Yeah. That's a good point. Speaking of people being pissed, let me switch this topic over to Theme Diamonds. Kep, start us off, man.
Fuck you! Why? Bro,
I'll give you a point for that reaction.
EA Sports. Suck my dick! You mean to tell me, out of all the Eagles legends you could have got, as Brian fucking Westbrook has been begging for at least the last 3 years to be in Mutt, and you went and got John fucking Runyon. Great player, great right tackle, wonderful. Beat the shit out of Michael Strahan a couple times. Strahan beat the shit out of him a couple times. You know, that was the Eagles' heyday with McNabb and John Runyon, Trey Thomas, setting the edge, bookends for the tackles and whatnot. But you just gave us Lane Johnson a couple days before. Like, who in that office said, you know what, the Eagles have one of, if not the best right tackles in all of football. Let's go see if John Runyon wants to be in Mutt. So we give him a solid backup right tackle. Because John Runyon ain't getting another card the rest of the year. Not unless they give him like an ultimate legend based on Theme Diamonds, but I don't see that happening. I don't see them getting ultimate legends, giving ultimate legends a Theme Diamond. So I've got to wait for, Lane Johnson to get an upgrade. And they shafted Lane Johnson for months last year and then started him off this year with an 82. And then they were like, oh, you know what? He is probably one of the best right tackles in all of football. Let's go ahead and get him an 87 because we fucked up and shouldn't have gave him an 82 to begin with. Like, no, I didn't even touch John. I bought all the Eagles cards the night before, praying to God, hoping to God it was Brian Westbrook. Spent like $400K on golds and the cards who I thought were going into the set. As soon as I saw that John Runyon dropped, it like my fucking dog died. I quick sold all them motherfuckers and got nothing but training. $400K worth of training. I was so fucking pissed. I've never been more pissed off at a card in all my life. Fuck. EA Sports. Suck my dick. Next.
Good write-up. Yeah. Jimmy.
I share very, very similar sentiment to Kep. When they announced the Theme Down promo, I was hella excited about who the Broncos were going to get. Obviously, I was thinking they were going to go back to the old, Orange Crush days. You could have done Randy Gradishar. You could have done Carl Mecklenburg. Even, Steve Atwater's been in the game. They could have done him. They could have done Floyd Little, Broncos Ring of Fame. Could have done Ed McCaffrey, Rod Smith. But no, they give us a fucking kicker with 88 kick power. Like, you trade in an 87 Von Miller for 200,000 coins and you get a fucking kicker in return. Like that's some weak shit, bro. That's some weak shit.
It's a pretty sweet kicker though.
It was a
Like-
kick in the nuts.
And then what did my dumbass do? I went out and I fucking built a kicker first thing because
my
I'm a
God.
fucking idiot.
Oh,
Definitely a homer. The rest of the cards, though, I mean, pretty. I grabbed all the O line because why the fuck not? I got coins. I want to spend them. It is nice to see a lot of these, kind of players we played with in Madden for the past, 10 years be in the game again. That haven't. A lot of these dudes haven't been in a while. So
yeah.
that was fun. But yeah, they gave us some weird ass fucking cards, man. John fucking Runyon.
Right.
Fuck you.
DC.
I don't know. I got Rob Nikovic. I mean, 72 speed Rob fucking Nikovic. I mean, he's great. I guess I don't know what the fuck him and Rob Nikovic. Like I don't know. I mean, I could.
How many Super Bowls did he win? Shut up.
I think one, two.
Didn't
I
he
don't
like
know.
just retire?
Like 2 years ago?
Yeah,
But I
2
mean,
years
I don't know
ago,
who
yeah.
else they were gonna. I don't know who else they were gonna call. Probably Benjamin. They probably wanted Benjamin Watson. And he came out of retirement again to fucking go out there and block.
They
But-
wanted Troy Brown.
I thank God I would have done some sick shit for a Troy Brown, but like I don't, but I don't understand, or like a Givens, but I don't understand. Some of them were really good, some of the teams were good, and then some of them were just like, I don't know. Like I mean, the Eagles I would have gotten if they hadn't just released Lane Johnson, and then but then like Deuce McAllister, like, I mean, very few like. We remember Deuce a little bit, but like, goddamn, like Deuce McAllister was the fucking headliner for the Saints. Like, I don't. I was just.
We
I don't
all
know.
remember
I
Deuce
thought
a
it was
little bit.
I thought
Give
it
us
was
an
kinda
Archie
like
fucking Manning.
yeah, that's
No
what I was about. It's
shit.
like an Archie.
So
Manning or
Reggie
somebody.
Bush, come on, man, Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush would have been cold. Would have been real cold.
I mean, anybody. I don't know. And then who would the Lions got a goddamn fullback?
Corey Schlesinger. He would like. It was cool to see the throwbacks though, but some of them were bad.
Some of the names were kind of cool, like Jaravicious. I mean, that's
yeah,
I
Joe
mean,
Vicious. Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
the best
that's probably
Bills
the best
wide
he's
receiver of
ever
all time got an
played is on the
86
fucking
overall.
field. But it was I get their point. Like it was a lot of like guys that aren't going to be in the hall, but they're fan favorites of that team. I just thought
Yeah.
the whole rollout of it and their selection was just kind of dog shit based on previous content, like Kep said. It's like they didn't pay attention at all.
Yeah.
They were just like, well, this is the shittiest Pats player we can find. I don't know, Bob. Well, he's got to be fucking slow, white, and not really be able to do anything. Rob Nikovic is free. Call him.
Clint was out. Clint was out in Boston picking up college chicks at a bar, and he ran into Rob Ninkovich and said, "Hey, want to play a game?"
Hey, the greatest troll of all time is giving David Carr an 89 overall.
David Carr.
Right. BK,
David fucking Carr.
take us
Yeah,
home, brother.
this is a big giant fucking swing and a miss, man. Like people were excited for this, right? Like we knew they were coming, and we got word that hey, it's not going to be current players, it's going to be fan favorites. Everyone's all hyped up and like planning for it. And then like I remember being in the EA chat when it was going on, and just you could like feel the look on everybody's face. Everybody just sitting there going, like we waited
Right.
fucking weeks for this. Like this is garbage. Like you said, like there's so many people that bought all the cars. Like I'm gonna get this guy. It should be this guy. And then it came out, and they're like, well, fuck,
Oh.
man. Like even like, and to the point for it to be some of the teams with legends that we've had in the game year after year after year. I'm like, this isn't fucking new. You literally took the same guy from last year and threw him into the new set.
Right.
And I don't think I'm with Kep. I don't think most of these guys. Some of them might get Ultimate Legend cards, but not most. I would more anticipate them getting some, as recycled as some higher card in another promo.
Oh,
maybe
okay. Rob
maybe a
Nikovic
ghost
is getting the
player.
ultimate fucking legend, okay? You just need to back
No,
off.
he'll
the
be
Swiss
in
Army
a
knife.
he'll be a ghost player, man. Watch, he'll be a ghost player.
That's-
But it's just a waste, man. Like, and the fact that I almost don't like the fact that it didn't take all the cards, right? It didn't take the top cards. Like last year, they took the top cards, but you got a coin return back on it, right? So this one, you're gonna go out and spend anywhere from 200,000 to 400,000 coins to build this card, and then hey, suck a dick, $2,000 or $4,000 in training just to power him up to make him useful, right? 300K
Right.
for an 86 is bullshit.
Yeah.
When you got to drop another 200K in
Oh,
training
yeah.
to get him
For
up
real,
to a 90 to be
it's-
useful.
Especially
Like,
in
it's
this
Jimmy,
early.
what Jimmy
It
said,
was
the best, the greatest wide receiver in Buffalo Bills history got an 86 overall, and he's
Right.
not even worth powering up.
No, he's still garbage. Still, like even now when we don't have, I mean, there's still a lot of good wide receivers in the game, but like I saw it and I was like, People were asking me, "It's like, you going to get him?" I'm like, "No. Why the fuck would I do that? I'm not wasting 400,000 coins
Was
on
he
a
the only
90
Hall of
Andre
Famer in
Reed.
the whole group?
Yeah.
All in all,
Is he?
go ahead, Jimmy.
I just
say-
wondered if he was. Like, that's wild. If he got an 86
I don't know.
and he was like one of the only Hall of Famers in that whole fucking list, and they gave him an 86.
Man.
You know
Right.
these cards. This is not the last we see of these cards because they paid for their rights,
Absolutely.
and so we're gonna
Yeah,
see
some of them,
more.
I think they gave him a case of beer. Let's not go over it.
Yeah, I was about to say, what
Right,
did they give
it-
Ninkovich? A fucking bottle
Maybe,
of Wild Turkey,
maybe.
a cigarette, and told him to
I think
fucking
There ain't no
go
some of
way.
these-
Maybe
Vegas
David
bomb.
Carr. Maybe David
Some
Carr
of
gave
these
it
guys
for
might have
free.
paid to get into the game.
So I do think it was a good promotion. I think it was a good step forward. I do think they dropped the ball though. Like you said, the players, there are some who knows, the budget, they probably went over budget and they were probably trying to stay under some budget because the Joe Vicious card is a fucking badass card. That's a cool card. But they did fall short with some cards. It's reminiscent of the days of old whenever the game was filled with old legends and out of position cards. It's Ultimate Team. It's a game mode where we're supposed to build the most, I guess, non-realistic team. Let us do that. Fucking give us some more legends. I do feel sorry for people like Kep, though. That is kind of shitty. I mean, who's checking this shit? I guess the same person that's checking the rollouts on the updates. All right, we've talked. I guess I don't want to say a lot of shit about EA over the last hour, but we can move along and we can move forward. We'll move past EA. We'll get into the NFL. Did you guys watch Hard Knocks last night? What's going on with AB? AB's probably going to be a topic of discussion after we talked about the CTAs in his head. Right? Did I say that right? Is it CTA's cat scanner?
CTE.
CTE. It's the CTE. Thanks, Cap.
Did
With
you
the
just call it
Antonio.
CTA?
Yeah. It's been a long day, dude. I'm still in class. Can I use that excuse?
No.
Okay.
Not
I
at
don't
all.
have a job. But they are long ass labs, so I sat in lab for 5 hours today. That's not fun. Anyways, Cap, pick us up, dude.
I don't watch Hard Knocks. I don't. If the only way I'd watch it if it was Eagles. I don't really give a shit about any other team in the NFL, to be honest.
Are you
But,
paying attention to AB though?
I mean, I'm seeing it on Twitter and people are talking about it. So like, I keep up to date with stuff. Just being a streamer and topic of conversation and whatnot, so I can voice my opinion. I mean, we talked about it last week. I mean, there's something seriously wrong with him. Like, there's something not right in his brain housing group.
Well, let's come back to you so we can talk about what he did this last week. Jimmy, I know you watched, right?
Yeah. So
You can give
We
your
had the
input
old-
on once you hear the story, Kev, because
Yeah.
you'll definitely have input on it.
yeah. Just with the whole. Are you talking about the whole helmet?
Yeah, the helmet.
Yeah, so obviously everybody knows he went batshit crazy about not. The NFL said basically you can't use your helmet anymore because it's not safe. Like it doesn't meet our new standards, which is good on the NFL for doing that finally, caring about players' safety. So basically, AB said, "Well, fuck you, then I'm going to retire," which was all a show. And then on Twitter he goes out. They found a loophole. So if they found a helmet, his helmet was if it was made within the last 10 years, then he can wear it. So he went on Twitter. He asked everybody in the United States or whatever, hey, if you have this helmet that was made in the last 10 years, I'll give you a practice signed Raiders helmet in return. So, but the NFL came back and basically said, no, fuck you. You're going to get a new helmet. So basically he's just, I can't decide if AB's batshit crazy or if he's borderline genius because we are not shutting the fuck up about Antonio Brown.
Right.
He's in the headlines every day about something new. And yeah, most people do think he's crazy. But people are talking about him. People are getting excited about the Raiders. So I don't know. I feel like Hard
Who the
Knocks is
fuck
kind of a
getting
bust
excited
this
about the
year.
Raiders.
It's
Hard
crazy.
Knocks.
Trumpet
Yeah,
Monkey's the only one excited about the Raiders.
It was weird to watch it last night because he's almost showing sign of schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Schizophrenia. I was really paying attention to it last night because the dude's in you can tell he's in different not only in different head spaces, but it's like his personality's different. He also has during the game I can't who the fuck they were playing. Whenever they're playing the Cardinals and he was making his drink, standing back by the cooler making his drink, like the guy has horrible attention deficit disorder. The guy cannot stand to have attention on anybody else. I mean, the guy has some serious psychological issues. He always could have had them, but now we're seeing it kind of shine through.
You talking about his drip? His drip juice?
His drip. There it is, the drip.
Yeah, he wouldn't shut up about the drip juice.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I came away from that episode thinking he was just high most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, for real. I was
BKaay?
like, he's about to get a random for sure.
I don't watch Hard Knocks, but I've seen it. Like I've seen it on Twitter. This whole helmet thing, trying to find a loophole is just absurd, man. Like
Right.
the NFL is finally doing something good, right? They're like, hey, this isn't safe, right? Don't do this. It's not safe. We're gonna get you something different. That's like, you're gonna go skydiving, and your guy's like, hey, you want this parachute that's dull and boring, or you want this one that's flashy and does all kinds of lights, but it only opens 40% of the time. You're like, fuck it, we're going for it. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not rocket science. It's a fucking helmet. Like, who gives a shit? Like, is it gonna make him play worse because he has a different helmet? It's 3 grams heavier, or you know what I mean? Whatever the difference is, I don't get it. It's a shout for attention. But like we talked about before, that I unfortunately think that he's been hit in the head too many times already, and is paying the price. Now instead of a lot of these guys hit this point when they retire. It seems like he's living in it right now.
Speaking of retirees, you guys see Mario Williams got arrested yesterday?
Oh yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying he has mental issues as well. Kep, coming back to you, man. DC, sorry, we'll swing right back around to you.
Like we talked about it last week, the CTE thing, and him being kind of hush and kind of off the radar. In the first few years of it, it's only been the last 2 years that all of a sudden it's like a 180. Like, it's not the Antonio Brown that came into the league and was a hard worker and quiet and humble, and like he's like now he has multiple personalities. And again, I don't cry for tension or whatever it is, but something's wrong. Something ain't right. And the coaching staff, the front office gotta be like, yo, take your ass to the doctor. Let's get a scan of your brain and see what's going on. Or like, let him use whatever helmet he wants to, I guess. But
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably already gone anyway. His brain's already mush. So
Yeah.
let him use a leather helmet if he wants to. Fuck it.
DC, that's a good point.
I don't. I hadn't watched Hard Knocks in years, but I would watch this one for Gruden though, just because I would probably like to get fucked up and just watch Gruden talk stupid shit. But
He's hilarious.
like we said last week about Antonio, like he's just, and you can see it. Like I mentioned the video, like you said, headspaces. He'll come in and out whenever he's doing it. The biggest question besides him is, like, he's making a lot of money, but it doesn't matter if you get paid $1 million a week to do the same thing. Like when you deal with customers and stuff like that, it's the same thing as being an agent. Like, I wonder what his agent's thinking at like fucking 3:30 in the morning when his phone goes off, and he's like, "Hang on, Sharon," and like he rolls over and checks his phone. It's like, I want my goddamn helmet bill. I want my fucking helmet. And his agent's just sitting there like, oh my God, like I've already had kids with diapers. Like, why the fuck is Antonio Brown not leaving me alone about this fucking helmet?
Who is his agent? Anybody know who his agent
Drew
is?
Rosenhaus.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Yep. Drew's probably feeding into it. Yep. You do whatever the fuck you want to, AB. You go right ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Do crunches in your driveway if you want. That worked last time.
Yeah. So we did have one more topic, and we went a little bit over. I hate keeping you guys, because you do this for free, but we are having some pretty good
Wait, what?
discussion. I know. And this is going to be our last one. It was going to be the Jerry Jones Zeke Who comment, and I thought it was fucking hilarious. We can talk about that if you want, or we can talk about Kyler Murray and the Cardinals getting their shit pushed in by the Raiders.
Let's talk about Kyler.
Yeah, because
Jerry
Fuck the
Jones is a
Cowboys,
fucking
that's why.
idiot.
Fuck the Cowboys. I don't want to talk about the fucking Cowboys.
You already know my answer.
Kep, you can talk about one or the other, or we can talk about both. They're both pretty significant in my mind.
The Cardinals suck. They're gonna suck with Kyler Murray. They're gonna suck without Kyler Murray. They don't have anything other than Kyler Murray to get them excited. I mean, David Johnson's coming off an injury. Who knows what? Like, Larry Fitzgerald is there. People are probably wondering when both his legs are gonna break. We're wondering around, and he's gonna retire at halftime like Vontae Davis because he can't take it no more. But Larry Fitzgerald's one of the best ever. So I mean, but he's got to go. And I'd root for world hunger before I rooted anything Cowboys. So I'm not, like, fuck the Cowboys, fuck Zeke, fuck, like, they'll never. I'd give Dak Prescott $40 million, please. Give him anything 30 plus, please. Sign Zeke to, like, they just extend?
Jalen Smith.
Jalen Smith.
Yeah.
They just gave him some money. Like, they're not gonna have money to keep paying the guys that they have. So that I'm just waiting for that team to implode. Zeke. He's that type of person. Be like, you know what? Who me? Fine, Le'Veon Bell, your asses. I'm not playing. And he don't care. He's just one of those personalities that he don't care. So, whatever. I'm loving it. I'm sitting on the sidelines. As long as Jerry Jones is in control, Jason Garrett's their coach, and Dak Prescott is their quarterback, they ain't never doing a goddamn thing, and I'm happy.
Ooh, that is a hot take.
That's
Shit.
a hot one.
That was hot. Let's keep it to the Cardinals real quick. DC.
Here's my take on Kyler Murray. I didn't want to say this before the draft, but here's the whole deal. You're not gonna. First of all, Cliff Kingsbury has made Lane Kiffin look like a god by failing upward. At what point did we get a fucking coach that can't win at Texas Tech, but all of a sudden Arizona's like, well, I mean, fuck, he finished fucking 5-7 at Texas Tech,
Right.
so let's sign the son of a bitch up. Well, I know we got Josh Rosen, like we wasted the #1 pick. Who do you want, Cliff? I need somebody that can slap their hands and run the spread, so we need Kyler. So then I watched this fucking game at the beginning, and I see Cliff Kingsbury on the side talking to the ref, and I hear him say, I watched him say cadence, and he's slapping his hands because Murray was doing it, and I'm like, so Cliff Kingsbury really thinks that he's bringing Kyler Murray and the spread to the NFL, and he's going to get back there and slap his fucking hands for a cadence. Like, we're doing this now on the pro? No. Arizona doesn't win a game. Kyler Murray is going to be fucking dog shit, and Cliff Kingsbury is gone after the year. If I'm a Cardinals fan, at this point, after they're watching that game, I'm suicidal. I'm done. Like, I'm serious. He was that bad. Like, you cannot sugarcoat it. When you come out and run that offense with that coach, and no, this team is going to rival the fucking Lions from goddamn 06.
I don't want to steal anybody else's point, but feel free to build off this. I have to say it before I forget it. I've watched a few of Kingsbury's interviews, and the guy's a fucking idiot. The guy's lost. The guy really reminds me of a frat boy that sold himself to a bunch of frat girls.
He coached for like 5 years at Tech. He came in after Tuberville, and when he took Tuberville's recruits, and he was like 8-4. And then 7-5, and then we went down, and he had 2 losing seasons or 3, and they fired him, and Arizona hired him.
Was he not a QB at Texas Tech too?
He was a QB, but I don't know if
him.
he was there or not. I can't remember, but I do know that he was a QB's coach and stuff at one time. But he caught so much wind because everybody was like, "Oh, he's the hottest coach in college football." Talking about his looks, like Jay was just saying, like that's where he got. Everybody's like, "This fucking sex symbol that goes 5-7 at Texas Tech is amazing." And so then, Eric, I'm sorry, like my takes are probably stupid, but if I'm a Cardinals fan, I'm sick.
Oh yeah, yeah, because it is going to be a failure of a season.
Yeah.
BK.
Broccoli.
Yeah, I watched
Get out.
I watched some of the game, and he just looked terrible. Man, he looked scared and had no idea what to do. And on top of it, he has no offensive line. That the guy blinked and he had guys in his face just destroying him. And it's sad. Like I was hoping David Johnson was going to bounce back, and like he was so fun to watch 2-3 years ago.
Right.
When he kicked on, it was great. Larry Fitzgerald is still just a freak of nature. Like it'll turn on for at least half the season. But I don't even think that's going to happen this year. I think this might be it for him if he's going to look around and go, well, we're toast throwing for.
What do we say about the
2,000 yards
Cowboys?
a year.
You little shit.
Keep going, Cap. Or K.
Oh no, that's it. I'm done. I not a whole lot to say about Kyler Murray.
But another caveat real quick, I think what sucks, like in fantasy football, we had talked about it, like I think in the second show, how David Johnson might have a bounce back year. Not taking that motherfucker in the draft.
No,
Like,
hell
No, he's gonna go
dude.
undrafted, man. He used to be like a #1 pick. Like people would fight for that pick, and then now he's gonna
Coming
be
off a knee
undrafted.
injury too, isn't he?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
He got hurt
Yeah,
again.
he
last
played
year?
all year last year.
I thought he did something at the beginning of the year and then came back. Or was that 2 years ago? Whenever
That was
got
2
hurt?
He had a
years ago,
hit.
broke
Was it his wrist?
Like broke his
It was his
wrist.
wrist?
or something.
Yeah.
Like the first game.
Oh, okay.
He's just not the same, and they don't have anything around him. They're just
No.
I don't-
Nope.
Jimmy?
Yeah, so like Larry Fitzgerald is one of the most respected players in the NFL. The dude's his whole career, he's gone about it the right way. He's played football the right way, and this is how he's going to end his career. Like the past 3 or 4 years in Arizona has just been a shit show
Yeah.
for the Cardinals, and they really like. I'm a huge fan of Larry Fitzgerald for how he's handled. Like that dude is all class. For him saying, you know what, if you ain't gonna build around me, I'm not gonna request a trade. I'll ride out my career in Arizona because that is like, no pun intended, it's a fucking desert for the Cardinals. Like, it's a legit wasteland.
No
and
pun intended.
if you watch the end of that game, they had it on Hard Knocks as well. After the game, can't remember who it was on the Raiders, comes up and is talking to Kyler Murray. It was Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown and Kyler Murray shared a moment after the game, and Kyler Murray just kind of looked like desolate and dejected. And he said, man, why they got to bring the house on me like that?
Yeah.
And so, in my opinion, I came away like I'm a Kyler Murray fan. Like I like the dude at Oklahoma. I live pretty close, and like I watched him. And he was exciting as hell in college.
Oh yeah.
But when he said that, I was like, "It's a fucking NFL rookie. Like
Right.
teams are gonna blitz the. It's like you don't want it to be easy. You want to face the best of the best. You want them to if they're bringing more man than you got, find the fucking open receiver. That's the same thing we say in Madden all the time. Find the open.
He has better tools than Russell Wilson, but he doesn't have Russell Wilson's demeanor. Like he could be better than Russell Wilson, but you just look in his eyes and you know he just doesn't have that demeanor to him.
Yeah.
Like he might be better suited for baseball.
Like I think he's fine at that pick. I didn't have a problem with Arizona it unfolding the way they did in the draft. I just had a problem with that's who the fuck you pair him with. Like you pair him with Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of Cliff Kingsbury, he reminds me so much of when the Eagles brought in Chip Kelly, but he's not as smart as Chip Kelly.
He's not that bad.
Oh hell no!
You know what? I'm leaving. Fuck you, Jimmy. Fuck you, Jimmy.
like they're
Don't
swinging
ever
for
say those two fucking words ever in my presence.
They're swinging for the fences on a dude who couldn't win with Patrick Mahomes.
Right. Ugh. Yeah, it's the Kingsbury thing is more of a it's an insult. I don't think Kyler Murray is going to play well. I don't think that. I think who was it that said he should have stuck with baseball? Is that Kep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're right.
I mean, he's a hell of an athlete. He is a better athlete than Russell Wilson. He's got a better arm. He's faster. It's just like I honestly think he's better than Russell Wilson. He just doesn't have the head on the shoulders that Russell Wilson had from the moment Russell Wilson stepped on the field. I watched Russell Wilson for 4 years at NC State, and I knew he was going to be a good quarterback in the NFL, and people laughed at me. I wanted the Eagles to draft him, and if Andy Reid wouldn't have moved up, or not Andy Reid, if Pete Carroll wouldn't have moved up ahead of the Eagles would have took Russell Wilson in the 3rd round.
Wasn't he a Badger?
Yeah.
Well, he the whole thing. He did 4 years at NC State. He said he wasn't going to play football. Yada yada yada. He decided later on in the year that he wanted to play football. Tom O'Brien said, "No, fuck you. I already named Mike Glennon my quarterback, so that's why he transferred to
fucking Mike Glennon."
But he was in Wisconsin. He was in Wisconsin for a month before they named him the starting quarterback. That's how good of a person, good of an athlete Russell Wilson was, and he took Wisconsin to the fucking Rose Bowl. So Russell Wilson is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, I believe, and I think Kyler Murray has those tools, but he just doesn't have the head on his shoulders.
I think it's crazy all these coaches that fell upwards. Like I said earlier, like it amazes me that you can look so oblivious to competition and everything, like Lane Kiffin and now Cliff, and it's just like they fell. Like you have some guys that do it that'll coach at Mississippi State or somewhere for 3 or 4 years, and they fall back to Akron and never climb out.
Oh, no doubt.
And these guys get a head coaching job at Texas Tech, literally shit all over themselves, and then get a call from an NFL team, and they're like, well, I mean, grab some toilet paper and get on a plane, bitch, because you're going to be the coach. And it's just like, I don't know, man.
Oh shit! All right, the last question was Jerry Jones, Ziku. So let's wrap it up on that. Unless you guys want to take some, do you guys want to take some chat questions?
Nobody wants to talk about Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're over the whole Zeke thing.
I think it's fucking hilarious, dude. I think it was a slap in Zeke's face.
No one wants to talk about the Cowboys with Cowboy fans.
Swain's
So
drunk.
fuck them.
Do we have
It's
any?
funny as shit because Jerry Jones will ruin that team the way Al Davis ran the Raiders.
And for
into the
people to say,
ground.
"Oh, he doesn't do nothing," it's his son. Bullshit. Fuck out of here.
How do you guys feel? Yes. So, I guess I took that out. I thought I had it in here. Guess I didn't. How do you guys feel about the tournament this weekend? We were talking about that before we went live.
Oh yeah.
Is it this weekend? Is it next weekend?
Next weekend.
Next weekend.
The 31st through the 2nd, I believe.
So, Kep, start us off.
I mean, I'm excited to watch some competitive Madden. I mean, you guys know competitive. I mean, I'm not on those guys. I'm between. I told this to DC the other night because he was talking shit. I'm somewhere between pro level Madden player and whatever DC is. I'm in between. So
that's like being a hard turd compared to a soft turd.
but
Sinker
no,
or floater?
I'm excited to watch competitive Madden. It is regs, so we're gonna watch Escape Artist and we're gonna watch Armbar. Even though they supposedly nerfed Armbar, you could still truck through people and stiff arm people. So it's gonna be interesting to see what those guys do. In light of recent events, and there's some guys pulling out of the tournament, so I would love to see those big name guys still go. So hopefully they can get something figured out with whatever's going on with security and whatnot. But I'm excited to watch competitive Madden and see some of the big names go at it and battle for some money, man. Because when money's on the line, Madden's a different animal, and it's a different type of Madden when that much money's on the line. So I'm excited to watch it.
We lost our host.
Show's over, everybody.
He's dabbing it up right now.
DC. Sorry. I almost beat it.
He's somewhere putting baby frogs in an incubator or some shit. Right?
I don't get it, motherfucker.
You tree hugging hippie.
All right,
don't
DC,
get
go
it.
ahead. DC, go ahead.
I don't know. I think that the reason the whole video that's now going around on Twitter and that whole situation, I think I just want to see everybody compete. Like it's the first. We're without tragedy. We're literally on a goddamn identical path that we were last year, just without tragedy. So now we're
5 days from 1 year.
It's just like we're on our way. Like the game is in a really bad state. The patch is worse than the first title patch last year, and now we got 35 or 40% of pros pulling out of the first tournament of the year. So it's just like, I don't know. I just want to see everybody compete. Like Problem pulled out and all this other shit, and I mean, I just want to see everybody play. I just want to watch some good Madden be played. And honestly, we got a better chance of Kyler Murray going 16-0 than we do seeing fucking good Madden be played. I don't know. I don't really like. I think the tournament kind of speaks as to everything. Like we thought that it would get better, and the tournament is just kind of a symbol for like the whole state of everything. Community of the game and everything is just not in a real good spot.
There's people that believe that the state of the game has nothing to do with the toxicity in the community, which is bullshit.
Oh my god.
Which is good. If the game was good and we were having fun, we wouldn't be talking about anything else but Madden and having fun.
BK.
Yeah, I'm pretty torn on this one. Like I want to see everybody compete. Like the tournament's fun to watch. Like and I'm not even a competitive guy, right? But I tune in every Friday to Friday Night Madden. Because there's money on the line. Kep's right. It's a different game. It's different. People are doing different stuff than you see. Going through your normal head-to-head ladder or solo battles, whatever. Or not solo battles, but house rules. But at the same time, even without that video coming up today, I don't blame a single one of those guys for not wanting to go. You know what I mean? Like as somebody who's been in shit situations, I don't want to go any further than that. There's some things you don't go back to or go around. You know what I mean? So it's like I get it. So if these guys want to stay home for whatever reason, then by all means. But what I wish they would do is if there's guys like that, and I'm sure there's a ton, right? I'm sure there's a ton of guys that were there that would love to go back and play. If they can find, I don't know, a secondary location, you know what I mean, that only they know about, a secured something, you know what I mean, to go to still compete. I hate to see them pull out of the tournament completely because of this. I'd like to hopefully have another solution. But obviously, regardless, security has to be through the roof for this thing, even before this video came out. I mean, people's nerves, I would imagine, are already going to be high.
Oh, yeah.
So this is going to be, I don't know. The next week, I mean, it's going to be tough, I think,
There
for
is
a lot
no
of people.
like I've found out about some things about EA over the last few weeks that have me pissed off, but whatever, I'm still gonna play Madden, right? But if there's no possible way in hell that EA is not going to have security at this place. There's just no like EA is not that stupid.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's
even the venue should have security, but there's
Right.
no possible way that even if the venue wasn't supplying it, that EA is like, oh, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Fuck, no, we don't need security. We'll just, there's no way. There's no way they're that stupid. But
Right.
there's just no way.
It can't be. I mean, you would see people legitimately, like, we all get pissed off at the game. Like, if people showed up and there's no security, I mean, you're talking about people literally boycotting EA for all of eternity, turning it off. Like, that's it. Like, I mean, for fuck's sake, like, I mean, you're gonna take one thing seriously. This has to be it.
Right. Don't fuck us over on this one, Jimmy.
Yeah, it just really sucks though. Like, the NFL season hasn't even started. We're still in the release of Madden 20, which let's not even talk about how much they've already fucked up with the game, with the patch. Like, there's so much hype around the game. This first tournament coming up, it just sucks that this is creeping back up, right? Everyone obviously remembers the tragedy in Jacksonville, and I can't blame any competitor who doesn't want to go to that for fears of safety. But I'm kind of with Kep on this one. One, I can't blame them, but on the other hand, like, we can't let fear dictate our life. We can't just let fear control us. And on the other hand, it's also an esports arena. So, like Kep was saying, there's no way in hell a $1 billion company is going to, like, they're going to take the preventative measures to make sure not just one shooting, a second shooting within a year is going to happen. Like, they'll take that, but the esports arena itself should already have security. But again, like, I can't blame any competitor who doesn't want to step foot in there after seeing this D Jones shit. And you know what? Like, he needs help. This guy, like,
we've all known he's needed help for a while now.
Yeah,
like,
and
there's no way the local police department has not been tipped off that they should take the preventative measures. D Jones has been banned from any MCS, any Madden competition that EA puts on because EA has caught wind of how psychotic he has acted and whatever.
Yeah.
So there has to be preventative measures. The local police
and him putting this video out and getting people to pull out is exactly what he wanted.
Yeah.
Like, just that's what the pieces of shit do. That's what they want.
That's all.
Yeah.
100%.
There was a good point that the state of the game puts us in a certain mood. I would kind of like to go back and talk about that for an instance, because if you look at our community, man, we're a fucking super small community. It's not the first time we talked about it. We're like, we're barely breaking top 50 viewership for our index, right? Or is it like 34 or something like that? Okay.
Yeah, somewhere around there, something like 30 to 50.
Yeah, and the fact that we had a mass shooting at an event is like I hope that somebody at EA took a step back and was like, all right, first we need to ask, why was there a shooting?
Yeah.
Like the amount of anger and fucking how pissed off and just whatever the turmoil that boiled up at this tournament and the shit that had to been talked. And everybody talks shit, but like, why the fuck did it happen with Madden whenever there are so many other video game tournaments that go on with so many more people, with the same type of people? Why
and
the
so
fuck
much more money involved in other
right? Why the fuck did it happen at Madden?
Let's not assimilate the shit talking and the toxicity in Madden with a fucking nutso individual who didn't get the help he needed and his parents didn't get him the help he needed. The kid was seriously fucked up in the head. He had been harboring this for years. Signs that his parents kept him out of institutions. His mom would put him in an institution. His dad would sign him out because his dad didn't want his son in an institution.
Yeah.
This is not This is not shit talking related. Now, did it compound his psycho? Did it compound how fucked up he was in the head? Yeah, because he wasn't equipped to deal with it. But I would shit talk my grandmother. Everybody in here that I'm close friends with, I would shit talk you too.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean like that I hate you or I want to cause ill will or anything like that. Everybody I play in Madden, I don't like you. But that doesn't make me want to there's one person in the community, he'll go remain nameless. But it's a competitive thing. Like once the game's over, the game's over. You know, shake hands, dab it up, bro hug, whatever. They're all like, I know a lot of those guys. I personally know a lot of these guys that they'll talk holy hell. They'll kick your dick in the dirt verbally, but after the game's over and it's back to being bros. Like he was seriously fucked up. Just like D Jones is seriously fucked up. Does that mean people have to compound it? No, don't. Like just let him be. Don't talk to him. Don't say shit to him. Just let him be. Be on alert, but let him be. Don't go out of your way to say anything. And he's the one that alienated himself away from the competitive community. He's the one that did this. Nobody wants to deal with him because of the way he's acted and the things he said and the crazy shit he's done and said. That's why nobody wants to fuck with him. But don't go out of your way to fuck with somebody who's mentally disturbed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think we just have to do a better job at seeing signs before this really unfolds. You know, and D Jones in particular, like we saw this in Madden 17 and 16 and 17, the way he acted. You knew that he was a very weird individual, that he just, not weird as in like Jimmy Weird, like fucking weird as in like, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
He just, you know, and it was always, D was just a little bit different. You know, like the way he carried himself, the way he talked to people, like Kep said, the way we talk to one another, if we play one another, it was just, he would just carry it to a level that was very fucking unhealthy, beyond the, you know, I hope you rotten hell cocksucker unhealthy. So I just think that we should have seen it then, and then when that occurred last year, it just really compounded it and just kind of snowballed. So I think we have to just kind of do a better job at seeing that before it starts to roll downhill. But you know what? And going back and saying that, like we saw D Jones last year, and his videos were passed around, and still not a lot was done about it. Like everybody just kind of mumbled, like, you know, have you seen D Jones on Twitter? You know, and shit like that.
EA did something about it. They banned him from any NCS
No,
events.
I know, but I mean, like, there should have been. I'm not saying somebody, because I don't want to get around the motherfucker. I'm just saying somebody would, you know, should have done, like, there should have just been more activity done around the videos and shit that he was releasing, because he would just sit his phone down and just sit and talk in his phone on Twitter for like 2 hours about. I sat there and watched him talk for 2 hours about something about a black hole and popcorn. So I don't know what's worse, me sitting there watching the motherfucker talk about it, or him sitting there talking about it.
There were people that are in the community that were close to him that aren't close to him anymore because of they just wash their hands. They just wash their hands of it. They don't
I fucking hope everybody would. I hope somebody, you know, I don't think that there's anything. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know if that was a threat. I don't think it was a threat. It might have been though, depending on.
We're gonna get into political shit and doctoral shit. Like mental health, mental illness is a real issue. It's not tied to video games, and I don't. Want,
and the reality is,
I don't want people to think that because we play Madden, we're fucking despicable human beings. That's not the case. Yeah,
the reality is,
I'm a husband, and I love everybody. So you give me a reason not to.
No,
he'd be doing this no matter the gaming community he was in.
Right.
That's the reality.
Yeah, I mean, he could, DJ or whoever, like Brett or DJ, it doesn't matter. I mean, he could have been playing fucking Dota 2, and it still would have occurred.
Right.
I mean.
So what was your point about then? Who was it? I think it was Kep that said something about the level of complacency and the fact, or the state of their game, and how it affects the gamers. You wouldn't have a bunch of pissed off people if they actually put out a good game, was what you had said. So
no, I mean we'd still be pissed off. We'd still be pissed off while playing it, but it's not murder people level of anger. You know what I'm saying? Like the game could be great. I'm still gonna get pissed off if I lose. But
I think that there was something that you had said that if they would take their game a little more serious, then, or if they would stop trying to milk the money machine. Go ahead, Kay.
That's all gonna feed. I mean, that's the culture we're in now. This cancel culture. You know what I mean? Social media stuff. Like, people see something negative. You know, people blasting Kralo on Twitter, and then another guy jumps in, is like, yeah, me too, and then me too, and it just kind of grows and grows and grows. And
I
and it's
survived.
built
I
out of
survived Call of Duty
frustration.
lobbies.
Oh,
Same.
yeah.
Modern
Halo 2
Warfare 2.
lobbies.
That was another animal.
Same.
Yeah,
Halo,
like,
Halo 2
talking about
lobbies,
that,
yeah.
like I saw the other day on Twitter, somebody responded to Kraylo and said, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" And it was related to training, and he said, "I'm sorry, the team is working on it, but I don't have an answer right now." You know what the guy's response was? "That's what I figured. Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
I
Right,
was
like-
like, God damn! Like if that's not a fucking billboard for how the fuck this goes down all the time.
Yeah,
Right.
like people have lost like an objective thought process, right? They've lost like if he
It's
says,
all-
"Hey, they're working on it," it's they want like they need to like get the last word. Like, yeah, well, I thought you were a piece of shit, whatever. Instead of going, "Oh, well, that kind of makes sense. I get it. You're gonna. It's broken. They're trying to figure out how to fix it." Like, I'm sure the dev teams, the guys that are working on the game, are sitting there right now going, "How the fuck did we break this?" It was like, you know what I mean? Like they're not sitting there going, "Yeah, watch this, guys. Fuck those kids. Good luck, assholes."
Again, again,
It's not on
again,
purpose.
Again, don't say anything because Kraylo says the same shit to everybody. I've
Right.
notified the proper people. They're working on it.
You got
Like, he
Kraylo.
might as well. He
Hashtag
might
get
as well just.
Kraylo'd.
He might as well just fucking control V all his Twitter responses because that's
Yeah.
all he says. So
Right.
just don't say anything so that we don't see the bullshit that people come up with when they're not satisfied with their answer.
Yeah. You said something that kind of intrigued me though, Kay. It's people have lost their what was it? Their
Objective
capability,
thought process. Yeah,
objective
like,
thought
people
process.
People see things one way, and it's so hard for them to wrap their head around like the other person's point of view. Right? It's so hard to literally turn around and go, "Oh, that's what he's saying." Like, and it's not just in gaming. It's everywhere. It's everything. It's in politics. It's in, you know, like whatever. People are like, "Well, that guy doesn't agree with me. He's a fucking asshole." There's no like, okay, well, we're after the same thing. We just go after it two different ways.
We don't
Like, that's
respect
gone.
we don't respect where everybody's coming from. We don't
Right,
respect
and-
we don't even when it's an educated response or an intricate response. If it's not the same response, you get pissed off. Like we don't know how to respect other people's opinions or other people's stances.
Yeah,
Right.
like,
That's where
me and-
that's where the disconnect is it's all about respect.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I was chatting in Discord, I think it was last night or 2 nights ago, with Rhino, with AZ Rhino and another friend of ours, Captain Heck. And we got to talking about Zeke and the whole contract thing. And it was a heated conversation. Like we were going at it for probably about an hour and a half. But at the end of it, when it was over, I'm like, all right, buddy, I'm gonna go call it a night. Like that was it. We didn't agree, right? I'm not gonna change your mind. You're not gonna
Right.
change my mind. We're on two opposite sides, and that's fine. We're gonna move on and keep doing what we've been doing. Like it's like you just go, hey, that's his thought, this is mine, and we're done. Like people have lost that. I don't know, like shake hands and agree to disagree. Like that's it. And they just like, nope, fuck that guy forever, and that's just ridiculous.
Well, that's the thing that just kind of we're kind of coming full circle. It's that I don't see the level of toxicity everywhere in every other community as I do
Oh yeah, it's there.
in Madden.
It's
Now,
there,
get me
yeah.
wrong,
Super.
it's
You see
there.
what they just did to fuck, who did they just rip apart on Reddit the other day? I don't remember what game it was.
Even the MLB community, as small as the MLB community, there's shit bags over there too.
Yeah.
Well, there's shitbags everywhere, yes, but you know,
Well,
somebody.
there were game devs on Reddit that told their community to go fuck themselves the other day.
Oh,
They
it
were
was,
like,
uh,
bitches.
It was Apex.
Yeah, and
Said
honestly,
their community was a bunch of
yeah.
freeloaders and dickheads or something.
yeah, and it was
Wow.
they weren't wrong.
Gosh.
Like, you know what I mean? People went after him right away, but they weren't wrong. Like if you went through and read the comments that led to that, like that guy got to a point. He goes, you know what? Fuck you. And well done, well done. Finally,
Yeah.
call out some little 12-year-old on Reddit and go, hey kid, you're a dickhead.
dick.
Some people need to hear. Some people have never been told. I think it's another big issue. Some people have never been told that. Wait, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
And two, you fucking suck. And mean it. You know what I mean? Like some people have never been told you're not good enough. And I think people need to know that because that's what drives you to make better, to be better. You know what I mean? Like
Like it happened this year in the
people can't deal
MLB
with it.
community where they accidentally went live and the head
Right.
community manager Ramon and one of the Sony partners were talking shit about the community in the chat saying, "Oh, fix the game that we're dickheads." Da, 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 da. They weren't wrong.
Right.
Ramon and Spore weren't wrong. That's what the chat does say. Fix the game, you're a bunch of dickheads. Sony partners are assholes. That's what the chat says sometimes. They weren't
Mhm.
wrong,
Yeah.
but you know it's everywhere. It's everywhere in the grocery store, in the fucking it's everywhere. There's assholes everywhere.
Yep.
No doubt.
It's how you deal with those assholes is what matters.
Right.
Yeah. I would just hope, being some of the older people in the community, that we could try to curb some of this shit. At least some of the shit that we see that's
I
blatant.
try to when I'm not playing. When I'm playing, it's different.
Yeah, I mean, and look, it's not going to happen overnight. And it's not like we're all wearing capes by any means, but...
And maybe it's a generational thing, Cap. I don't know. Like you said, I come from the same avenue as you. When I'm in game, nothing's personal, but I'm gonna shit talk you.
Oh yeah.
When the game's over,
I'm not talking shit to the person. I'm talking shit to the gamer tag.
Yeah.
And I can differentiate the two. Like when the game's over, unless you come in my chat and say some stupid shit, it's over. It's done. I normally say GG, go fuck yourself. But
did you guys
Can
see
you
the update?
just go hang out in DC's chat because he's always getting those guys.
I was about to say I don't know. I don't agree with this level of toxicity that people portray in Madden. I just try to preach and spread the word of God every time I log into a weekend league game.
DC, we are the same person with a totally different fucking accent.
That's not true. I've got a lot.
Some guy burned through 30 different burner accounts on DC's Twitch the other night.
Are you serious? That's awesome.
Oh,
Dead
yeah.
serious.
Yeah, like Digital Champion's wife.
Wow.
Oh,
Wait, okay, you're right. Accent and tax bracket. That's where we differ.
And tit size. I'm proud of that. I've already told you that, like, if this shit does fall through, we're turning this mic sideways and the overalls are coming on and ASMR is coming out in a fucking heartbeat.
We could do a dual ASMR type, yeah.
You gonna sing R&B and he's gonna
City
rub his
slicker
titties
country
together?
boy vibe type.
Side boob sales, boys.
Deliverance meets Vanilla Ice or some shit. I don't know.
Jimmy, are you running some squads tonight?
Yeah, we'll be running some squads with my Cuzzo and T-Ski.
Are one of those two guys up and running? Streaming? Because we can definitely.
I think Cuzzo's in here. I think DC's loading up a stream
turn on your
too.
PlayStation and go live real quick.
Hurry. Or DC, are you going live? Is that what you said?
No, I was talking about him.
Oh.
I was just saying T-Ski.
No,
DC
look.
got graphics to work on. He'll be live next
I've got
Tuesday.
Photoshop and fucking overalls to me and done.
All right, well, let's go find somebody else to. Let's go find somebody that's got like one or two people. Look, I'm just saying that I come from the generation of, I don't know, if you say something in my face, I'm probably gonna grab you by the neck or like slap the shit out of you.
What? I want you to be real careful what you about to type into Google here, Jay, because that thing's going to autofill. You should be real careful. Don't start that off with a P, buddy.
What was I gonna do? Where was
You
I
start
going?
that. You start that off with a P.
Hurry that up real quick. I haven't hit clear. But that, being a teacher and watching and being around some of these younger kids that are even like 18 or 19. I sat in a class with a kid today that was talking shit about our biology teacher. The dude has a doctorate in something. The guy's a football player, and I heard him say something along the lines of like, yeah, he looks like a real douchebag. And I'm just like, man, what? Like, I guess I was a prick. I don't know, dude. It's got to be a generational thing. I don't know.
We all were, but I think we were more polite about it. Like, we didn't say it to the guy's face. These kids now will just go up to the guy and stand there and be like, hey, you look like a douche.
Yeah.
Like, we would say it to our friends when he was out of the room. Then he'd come in and be like, oh, shit.
Nah. I mean, not where I come from.
There's no action.
To a
There's just
teacher,
no-
though, like, there was a level of respect for...
No, you had
teacher
those
or
type of
whatnot.
kids in your class though that would down
Yeah,
and
and
do
that's
stupid
true.
shit
You're
and
right. Yep.
get sent to the
That's
principal's office, and then you'd laugh at that kid, or some people would think he was cool, but
Right.
along the lines of like face-to-face type stuff, nah. Back in my day, we
Crazy.
fought. We were fighting. You didn't say this shit to me. The internet era kid is a different breed. Their courage extends no further than their keyboard.
Yeah, they've never
But then
been
you got the
punched in
crazy
face.
motherfuckers that will do something. Those are the ones.
Right.
I pray to God that one of these days I tell one of these people on the internet to Google where I live and let me know when you get here. It's a small town. We can meet in the middle of the city. We can meet in the middle of the town. There's a nice little courtyard, grassy area where we can throw hands. And then after you wake up,
Right.
after you wake up, I'll shake your hand and send you on your way. I pray to God one of them come take me up on it. But
Yeah, they never will.
I'm not afraid of consequences. Beat shit out of somebody. If it's over respect, I'm not afraid of it.
I don't necessarily want to go to jail.
Hey, let me do overnight. I don't fucking care.
But yeah, but it's just like kids too. Like, it's the whole thing is, oh well, he called me a name and you can't say that. Like, at what point did kids, like, I was taught, I learned at an early age because I was a fat little shit. I learned at an early age, like, you learn to tell somebody to go fuck yourself. Like, if they mess with you enough, like my dad
yeah.
used to say, he would say, tell them to go fuck themselves. And if they don't stop, he said, pick up something and hit them with it. And they'll fucking stop.
Hit him with it.
That's what I tell my 13-year-old, man. Like he's gotten in trouble a couple times for sticking up for himself or sticking up for somebody that couldn't stick up for themselves, and he's afraid to do it because he's afraid to get in trouble. I'm telling him, no, you're in trouble if you don't stick up for yourself. If you don't stick up for that person getting bullied.
Right.
That's when you're gonna get in trouble. I'll shake your hand if you get suspended for beating the shit out of somebody.
Hey, Jimmy, congratulations on your first victory, brother.
Fuck Jimmy. He said
on the
Chip Kelly.
I ain't never seen Jimmy in a Jimmy works out, I think. Look at
Keep it up, Kev. I'm gonna work on that near scheme for you to run.
Did he go?
I want to figure out how. I was watching somebody play. Fuck, who was I watching earlier? Anyway, it was somebody against Joel, and they had. How do you get wide receivers in at jumbo now?
It's Panthers, the Panthers playbook, I think.
Guys, we're gonna raid
Mr.
Shotmaster. Speaking of old school OG Shotmasters and OG for sure. Drop some trees. Tell them you said hey. Thanks to all the people that showed up tonight. We are
y'all the real MVP.
Yeah, for real. We're gonna be here every Wednesday night.
After DC does his hair.
Yep.
Yeah. After I close Photoshop and put some gel in my hair, I'll be up here. We can do that.
All right. Thanks, chat. It's great seeing you guys. Peace.
Easy, guys.
See you guys.
Good shit, fellas. Yeah, you guys do a really good job, man. Good.